ఎట్లా నేను ఉంటాను కాబట్టి మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అదే చెప్తాను, 1 hour మ్యాండేటరీ, 1 hour రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ. మ్యాండేటరీ నాది, రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. అంతేనా అయ్యా? అంత మ్యాండేటరీ అయ్యారు. Yeah, Naveen will start the session here. Naveen, yeah, coming to the concept here, web technologies. Fine. Now, what is web technologies? And before going to start our concept here, let me focus on why. So, Naveen. So, before going to start any concept or before going to start any work, first of all, you should clear with why. Why do we require and where we use these? So these two are very important there. Why do we require this concept and where we use this concept? Before that, let me focus on what. Yeah, what, why, and where. These three are very important here. These three are very, and these three plays a major role in any language, in any learning process, or any learning process. Yeah, these three are plays a major role. Now, what is web technologies? After that, we'll discuss about why do we require web technologies and where we use web technologies. Let me focus on these three first of all. Then after that, we'll start with the concept. Now, so before going to start our concept, Naveen, any idea about web technologies? Do you have any idea? Harsha, Ninaman discuss Jason now.
Nothing
Yeah.
more, sir.
Naveen, pardon me?
No, sir. I have
No idea.
yes, sir. No, sir.
You don't have any idea about web technologies, kada?
Yes, sir.
So I think you belong to triple E background, I think so. Kada, yeah?
Mechanical.
Mechanical background. Balaji is triple E. Okay. So now, what is a web technologies? Why do we require web technologies? Now, let me focus on what. Okay, let me focus on, first of all, what is a web technologies and why do we require? Now, it is used to develop web-based applications. Now, it is used to develop web-based applications. Now, coming to this here, and when you are discussing about applications, there are two types of applications, like the standalone applications and web applications. Now, difference between standalone application and web application here. Any guess, Harsha or Naveen? What is the difference between standalone application and a web application? But our concept is related to web application here because this web technologies are related to web only, web-based applications. But first of all, we should know the differences between standalone application and web application. Any guess, Naveen? Do you have any idea about a standalone application and a web application?
No, sir.
No. See, standalone application name itself indicates that it is a standalone, stand alone, and restricted to only one particular system. restricted to only one particular system. You cannot use this application in different softwares on different softwares here. Let's take an example. If you develop an application on Windows operating system, you can work with that application only on Windows, not on Linux, not on Mac. If it is a web-based application, you can develop, and it doesn't matter where we construct the program, and it doesn't matter where we execute the program. And you can work with that application on Windows operating system. You can work with that application on Linux operating system. You can with that application on Mac operating system. Doesn't matter yet. You take any operating system, you can. The need of web technologies is to develop web applications, is to develop web-based applications. But in order to develop web applications, in order to develop web applications, you take any web application here, it is a combination of two things. One is web designing and another one is web programming. Two things here. So now our concept is very clear. Web technologies purpose in here and in order to develop web-based applications are web applications. Yeah, web applications. But you take any web application, it is a combination of two concepts. One is web designing and another one is web programming. Now, what is the difference between web designing and web programming? What is web designing and what is web programming? What we do in web designing and what we do in web programming? Any guess, Asha? Web designing and web programming. Definitely make idea on that. What about you, Naveen? Web designing and web programming. See, web designing and it is used to create a web page. That's it here, create a web page. So these web designers, we have web designers and we have web programmers. ఇద్దరు ఉన్నారు here మనకి స్ట్రీమ్ లో. మరి role of web designers and role of web programmers. Web designers, they'll focus more on look and feel approach. They'll focus more on look and feel. They used to create a web page with a beautiful images or sound effects and videos. And they'll focus more on look and feel approach, not on the action part. Coding part, they never focus here. So web designer, they'll focus more on look and feel approach. They'll focus on designing part. ఏ కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఇంక్లూడ్ చేస్తే మోర్ అట్రాక్టివ్ గా డిజైన్ చేయొచ్చు. దట్ ఈస్ ద రోల్ ఆఫ్ ఎ వెబ్ డిజైనర్. దెన్ రోల్ ఆఫ్ ఎ వెబ్ ప్రోగ్రామర్, దే విల్ ఫోకస్ ఆన్ యాక్షన్ పార్ట్. అంటే దే విల్ ఫోకస్ మోర్ ఆన్ కోడింగ్ ఆర్ యాక్షన్. దే విల్ ఫోకస్ మోర్ ఆన్ యాక్షన్. Web designer, they design an application with the buttons or text boxes, but a button click cheste something should happen kada yeah, but a button ki code that is in the hands of web programmer. So web application is a combination of two parts. One is a web designing and another one is web programming. Web designing, they'll focus more on it, focusing more on look and feel approach, and web programming, it focusing on coding or action. Yeah, this is the main motto of this concept. So what is web technology? Main motto of this concept is to develop web-based applications. Yeah, that is the main motto of this concept. Again, there are two types of web pages. Types of websites. there are two types of websites or web pages. There are two types here. There are two types of web pages. First one is static website, and another one is dynamic website. Now, what is a static web page or a static website? And what is a dynamic web page or dynamic website? మరి static website ఏంటి? Dynamic website ఏంటి? Any guess? Now, let me focus on static web page. Let me open Chrome. Let me take a new tab. So here I'll search for information about Taj Mahal. Let me search information about Taj Mahal. వచ్చేసింది Taj Mahal. Let me enter into Wikipedia. Yes, yeah. అంటే ఇప్పుడు నేను తాజ్ మహల్ వెబ్సైట్ లోకి ఎంటర్ అయ్యా, అంతే కదా నవీన్? ఇది వచ్చింది హియర్ మనకి. చలో కొంచెం డౌన్ కొద్దాం. Here is the information of Taj Mahal. But is it a fixed information or editable information here? I cannot change the name. Shahjahan Bandhu Kiran aithe pettukolenu kada yaar. So that is a fixed information. Ante a web page with a fixed information, that is called static web page. Ante you got a user's involvement aithe undadu yaar. User can see, that's it. User cannot modify the information and you cannot delete any kind of information. It is not editable. Is it clear, Naveen?
Yes, sir.
So, static web page means a page with a fixed information is called static web page. Our static website, if Taj Mahal, it is a static website. I cannot change the information here. But what about a dynamic website where user involvement is there? That is called dynamic website. And a user enters information like all web related applications are dynamic web pages because we involve. Manam involve hotam. We give information, we modify the information, we delete the information here. Ante ఏ వెబ్ పేజ్ లో యూజర్స్ ఇన్వాల్వ్మెంట్ ఉందో that web page is called dynamic web page or called dynamic website. And the main motto of this concept is to develop. And once you are strong in web technologies, you can develop a static web page or static website. At the same time, you can also develop dynamic web page or dynamic websites. There are certain concepts for static website and there are certain concepts for dynamic website. Okay, now what next here? Let's focus on concepts of web technologies. What are the concepts we have here regarding this? మరి ఏ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయా నేను నేర్చుకోవడానికి? ఏ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ నేర్చుకుంటే నేను ఒక వెబ్ పేజ్ డిజైన్ చేయగలను? What are the concepts we have in this category? Okay, so there are three concepts here. We have three technologies. You should thorough with three technologies here. Then only you can develop either static web page or static website and dynamic web page or dynamic website. What are those concepts? We have HTML, CSS, and very powerful concept that is JavaScript. N number of concepts we have here. VB and then we have PHP, TypeScript we have, Dreamweaver. We have many more concepts here. But దాంట్లో these are the main concepts. In fact, JavaScript is a monopoly JavaScript. Now, we have concepts under this web technologies here. The first one is HTML, and the second one is CSS, and one more is JavaScript. Now, what is HTML? So, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext Markup Language. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Now, use of this HTML. చూద్దాం. So, need of HTML. అంటే web technologies లో we have three concepts. HTML, CSS, and followed by JavaScript. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. And coming to CSS, అంటే Cascading Style Sheet. Cascading Style Sheet. And what about JavaScript? Simple గా చెప్పాలంటే JavaScript is related to web programming language. Web programming language. These are the three concepts we have. Okay. Now, in this, the base and the primary task is HTML. The primary task is HTML. Now, what is HTML? Okay, Hypertext Markup Language. Now, need of HTML here. Any guess, Naveen? Need of HTML. Why do we require this concept here? Need of HTML. Any guess, Naveen? Hello.
About website.
Okay.
Something related to website.
That's true, yeah. మీరు ఏ ఉద్దేశంతో చెప్పారో that's true. It's related to web application. But so this HTML is a combination of two words. Even two concepts here, two words కూడా కాదు, two concepts. One is hypertext and another one is markup language. It is a combination of these two here. Now, what is hypertext and what about markup language? Hypertext ante interlinked text. Ante text which is linked with another web page. Text which is interlinked with another website. It is called hypertext. I'll show you practically here. Now, what I will do, let me select this word interlinked text. Let me select this word. And even we have this option even in Microsoft Word here, that is hyperlink. Okay. Now, I'll select this interlinked text. You can select any text here. Now click on this. Select any other document. Let's take advanced Java and click on OK. చూసారు ఇప్పుడు లింక్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ అయింది. Now once you click on this text, it is going to open advanced Java. అంటే ఏమైపోయింది అది? text with a link is called hyperlink. Is called hypertext. Hypertext అంటే interlinked text అండి. అంటే అది ఇంకొక దానికి లింక్ చేస్తూ ఉంటుంది. Interlinked text. And what about markup language? Markup language is like tag oriented language. Yeah. Tag oriented language. And here we have only tags. By using tags only you can design a web page. By using tags only you can design a web page. Yeah. Then what is a tag? Tag means hint or instruction. Hint or instruction. Yeah. That is called a tag. అంటే ఇక్కడ only we use only tags and we use only hints. That's it. I'll show you practically here. ఇంతగా tag ఏంటి, ఎలా యూజ్ చేస్తాం, how we use. For that, let me open Notepad here. Let me write HTML program. Let me open Notepad. Now here HTML and followed by body. Then here I'll write welcome to HTML program and close body. Here ఇవన్నీ మీకు అర్థం కాకపోయినా పర్వాలేదు. You better focus on the output rather than the construction. Once we start the session, we'll focus on the construction also. Now, 1 minute here. 1 minute, Naveen. Yeah. So HTML body, welcome to HTML program, and then body HTML. This is how we write a HTML program. Yeah. After that, I'll explain about this HTML tag, body tag, ivanni. But you, at this moment, you just focus on the output rather than the construction. Now you better save this program. Now HTML prg1.html. Sorry, I'm trying to save this in documents rather than in Java. Okay, yes. Now let me execute this. It works on web browsers only. Yes, it is working. Now Microsoft Edge open అయింది. Otherwise, you can also open in Microsoft Chrome. That's not a big problem at all. And then here it displays the information. So now what I will do, now I'll use a tag. H1 is a tag, hint. Now let me save this and let me print it. Let me execute this program. See, now it is working here. Indaka display in it is a regular text. Now it is showing in heading format. So that too in a fixed place. Now what I will do, let me use Marquee. Save and execute. Now what is happening here, Naveen? It is working according to my instructions. Am I correct, Naveen? Hello?
Sir.
Yeah, నేను ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ఇచ్చాను, రెస్పాండ్ అవుతాం. So this is ante a HTML. This is how we write an HTML program here. For that we use tags. Mark V is a tag. H1 is a tag. Body is a tag. Now what I will do here, ఇప్పుడు బాడీ ఇచ్చాను, అవుట్పుట్ ఎక్కడ వస్తుంది, ఈ వెబ్ పేజ్ లో వస్తుంది కదా. బట్ ఇక్కడ HTML prg1.html we have. Now what I will do, I'll use another tag, that is head tag. So here I'll use the title, my first HTML program. Let me close title tag and let me close the header tag. Now let me execute this program. Difference here, it is working. And what is the title of this application? My first HTML. And it works with the help of tags. And you take any language which contains only tags, that is called, where is markup language. Markup language means it is only tag oriented language. A language lo only tags unnayo dani markup language. Now what is HTML? Interlinked text ఒకటి along with the tags. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఇంటర్లింక్ టెక్స్ట్ ఉంది, కేవలం ట్యాగ్స్ ఉంటాయి. HTML, hypertext markup language. Clear with this, Naveen? Now let me enter into CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. CSS, Cascading Style Sheet. Now, what is the use of this cascading sheets? So, to apply unlimited formatting features. To apply unlimited formatting features to HTML elements. Elements అంటే tags. They use చేస్తున్న tags కి formatting features. Now let me execute this program here. Let me remove this mark win asterisk గా ఉంచేద్దాం. But మీకు ఎట్లా డిస్ప్లే అవుతోంది, ఏ కలర్ డిస్ప్లే అవుతోంది? That is displaying in a black color. అంతే కదా here. And it's a default property, default formatting feature that appears in black color. No, I don't want in black color. I want in red color. And I'm trying to apply formatting features, though that is possible where CSS. Let me use style tag. Now H1. Now color red and font size 50 pixel. Let me close it. Let me close script tag. It's style tag. Now let me execute. Arey yaar, you are getting in red color. The two in a bigger size. This is possible through CSS, cascading style sheets. For more beautification, we use cascading style sheet. Clear with this, Naveen? So again, there are three types of style sheets here. There are three types of style sheets: inline style sheet and internal style sheet and external style sheet. These are the three types of style sheets we have in CSS: inline style sheet, internal style sheet, external style sheet. Inline applicable to only one particular tag, that too only one time. If you use the same tag second time, it won't work. Inline applicable to only one particular tag, that too only one time. Internal style sheet. Internal ante within the same web page, you can apply formatting features to more than one time. external, globally, entire HTML you can use here. So inline, applicable to only one statement, one tag. Internal, within the same web page for multiple, that too only for one web page. But external, entire, globally, multiple web pages can use. So this is all, all about CSS. CSS purpose NTR ante to give more and more formatting features to all HTML elements. And coming to JavaScript. What is this JavaScript here? And why do we require this JavaScript? No doubt, it is a web programming language. It is a web programming language. So, purpose NTR and here we write a program and here we assign an action to HTML tag or element. Okay. Now, let me take an example. With that, I'll explain about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, all the three in one example. To Harsha or Navin. Yeah, do you have any idea about ventriloquism? Mimicry shows lo ఒక separate segment here. Ventriloquism. Mimicry artist ఎక్కువ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. Any idea, Navin? Ventriloquism? Any idea? Definitely మీకు ఐడియా ఉంది. వెంట్రిలాక్విజం. మరి ఏంటి వెంట్రిలాక్విజం? వెంట్రిలాక్విజం ఏంటి అంటే యార్ మీరు స్టేజ్ షోస్ లో కానీ టీవీ షోస్ లో కానీ మిమిక్రీ ఆర్టిస్ట్ ఒక ఐటెం చాలా మ్యాండేటరీ అదే వాడికి పేరు తెచ్చేది. టాకింగ్ టైం బొమ్మ మాట్లాడుతున్నట్టుగా ఉంటుంది చూసారా, బొమ్మ మాట్లాడుతుంది, తిడుతుంది, జోక్స్ వేస్తుంది, పాటలు పాడుతుంది, దాన్నే వెంట్రిలాక్విజం అంటారు. మిమిక్రీలో అది ఒక యూనిట్, ఒక సెగ్మెంట్. వెంట్రిలాక్విజం అంటే టాకింగ్ డాగ్స్. జనరల్ గా మిక్కీతో ఎక్కువగా చేస్తుంటారు, డొనాల్డ్ ఎక్కువగా చేస్తుంటారు, మాక్సిమం డొనాల్డ్ ఎక్కువగా యూజ్ చేస్తుంటారు. ఇప్పుడు ఆ వెంట్రిలాక్విజం నే నేను ఎగ్జాంపుల్ గా తీసుకుంటాను. ఇయర్ 5 o'clock షో స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది, మిమిక్రీ షో, వెంట్రిలాక్విజం షో అనుకుందాం. జస్ట్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐఎమ్ టేకింగ్ 5 o'clock, ఈవినింగ్ at 5 o'clock షో స్టార్ట్ అవ్వాలి. 4:45 నుంచి ఆ డాల్ ని ఒక చైర్ లో కూర్చోబెట్టి చూస్తుంటారు, ఎందుకు వచ్చే ఆడియన్స్ ని యాక్చువల్ అయింది. ఆమె కరెక్ట్ ఇయర్. సో ఆ బొమ్మ అంత గలీజ్ గా ఎట్లంటే అట్లా పడైపోయి ఆ బొమ్మకున్న హెయిర్ అంతా చిందరవందరగా ఉంటే అంత ఐ క్యాచీగా ఉంటుందా నవీన్? నో యార్, నో. దట్ ఈస్ HTML. బొమ్మ ఉంది, షేప్ ఉంది, బట్ నాట్ ఇన్ రిసీవింగ్ మోడ్. అదే బొమ్మని ఒక మంచి డ్రెస్, ఆ డొనాల్డ్కి ఒక మంచి తర్వాత ఇంకాస్త బ్యూటిఫై చేసి చైర్లు కూర్చోబెడితే వచ్చే ఆడియన్స్, అరే బొమ్మ ఎంత, ఇంకొక 15 minutes లో బొమ్మ పాట పాడుతుందంట, డిస్కషన్ దేర్ స్టార్ట్. అలానే మీ క్లయింట్స్ కూడా, అరే యార్ ఏముంది వెబ్సైట్. దట్ ఈస్ పాసిబుల్ విత్ CSS. సో CSS, the main purpose of CSS for beautification. Beautify all HTML elements. సో దానికి ఒక మంచి డ్రెస్ వేసి కూర్చోబెట్టేస్తారు. అంటే with the combination of this HTML and CSS, the doll is ready. చైర్లో వచ్చి కూర్చుంది బొమ్మ. ఎంతకి పాడదే బొమ్మ. ఎందుకు యార్? 1 millimeter కూడా జరగట్లేదు ఆ డాల్. వై? ఇట్స్ అ టాయ్. ఆమె కరెక్ట్ నవీన్? అది బొమ్మనే కదా యార్. 5 o'clock స్టార్ట్ అయ్యేంతవరకు బొమ్మ కూర్చోని ఉంటుంది. నాట్ ఈవెన్ ఎ సింగిల్ millimeter కూడా జరగదు. బికాస్ ఇట్స్ అ డాల్. బికాస్ దట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ ఎ స్టాటిక్ పొజిషన్. And the combination of this HTML and CSS, we can design static web page. ఆ బొమ్మ కూడా ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ స్టాటిక్ పొజిషన్. 5 o'clock అయింది, మిమిక్రీ ఆర్టిస్ట్ వచ్చాడు. దెన్ స్టార్టెడ్ మెరాకిల్స్. పాటలు పాడుతుంది ఆ బొమ్మ, జోక్స్ వేస్తుంది, తిడుతుంది, కొడుతుంది. వై? 5 o'clock వరకు బొమ్మ మిల్లీమీటర్ కూడా జరగలేదు. 5 o'clock రాగానే ఎప్పుడైతే మిమిక్రీ ఆర్టిస్ట్ వచ్చాడో దెన్ స్టార్ట్ గెటింగ్ మెరాకిల్స్. వై నవీన్ ఆర్ హర్ష? మిమిక్రీ ఆర్టిస్ట్ ఉన్నాడు యార్ అక్కడ. ఐ కరెక్ట్ నవీన్? నవీన్, సో ఆ మిమిక్రీ ఆర్టిస్ట్ జావా స్క్రిప్ట్. ఆ మిమిక్రీ ఆర్టిస్ట్ జావా స్క్రిప్ట్ హియర్. Here we write a program. Here we give an action. Based on that program, based on that an action, HTML respond అవుతోంది నాకు. అంటే బొమ్మ రెస్పాండ్ అవుతోంది యార్. That is possible with JavaScript. అంటే because of these two elements, HTML and CSS, we design a web page, and because of this JavaScript, we assign actions. Moreover, because of this HTML and CSS, we design static web pages. Because of this JavaScript, we design dynamic web pages where users' involvement is there. Users enter some information, user modify some information, user, then whatever he wants to do, he can. That is possible with the JavaScript. So JavaScript, it's a procedural language. There we use if control statement, loop, arrays, the functions, where exactly we implement all the programming components here. This plays a major role. This is everything. JavaScript. Without JavaScript, we can't imagine. మిమిక్రీ ఆర్టిస్ట్ లేకుండా బొమ్మ ఎలా ఉందో, JavaScript లేకపోతే HTML కూడా అలానే ఉంటది. అక్కడ బొమ్మకి మిమిక్రీ ఆర్టిస్ట్ ఎంత ఇంపార్టెంటో, ఇక్కడ HTML అనే బొమ్మకి JavaScript అనే మిమిక్రీ ఆర్టిస్ట్ కూడా అంత ఇంపార్టెంట్ హియర్. So with the combination of these three, you can design a web page or web-based application. You can design global applications. For this dynamic web pages, dynamic web page creations, we have PHP, personal homepage. We have Dreamweaver. We have BBScript. We have, CGIs. We have Perl. We have servlets. We have JSpace. We have many more. But when we compare with other concepts, JavaScript is the superior, supermost concept here. అందుకని మన కాన్సెప్ట్ కూడా ఇట్ ఈస్ అ కాంబినేషన్ ఆఫ్ స్టాటిక్ అండ్ ఫాలోడ్ బై ది ప్రోగ్రామర్ ఈస్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు డైనమిక్. అంతే కదా, డైనమిక్ వెబ్ డిజైనింగ్ ఆల్సో యూ క్యాన్ డూ. క్లియర్ విత్ దిస్ నవీన్? Now,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
now, next, that's all for today. Yeah. So next మన సెషన్ లో ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్ గా I'll start with HTML. ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పుడే స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే దాన్ని అబ్రప్ట్ గా స్టాప్ చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. లెట్ మీ గివ్ టైం. ఓకే, దీన్నే కంటిన్యూ చేయి, అందుకనే నేమ్ ఇచ్చేసాను. In the coming session here, we'll focus on HTML, need of HTML, why HTML is so popular, then what are the basic elements in HTML like attributes, elements, ivanni unnai. So then we'll discuss about HTML, then we enter into the practical part in the next coming session. So any doubts, Naveen, regarding this? Naveen, any queries?
Oh, sir. Up to now, all okay.
Everything is okay, no? That's fine. Then what about last class here, Python?
I just want to choose one course, either Python or web development. Just I will decide within tomorrow.
Yeah, think about it here. Just you take a decision, either Python track or web designing track. రెండు కూడా బ్యూటిఫుల్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ హియర్. కాకపోతే పైథాన్ నేర్చుకుంటే రెండు వస్తాయి, వెబ్కి వెళ్తే ఓన్లీ ఒకటే వస్తుంది. బట్ అల్టిమేట్ చాయిస్ ఇస్ యోర్స్. ఐఎమ్ రెడీ ఫర్ బోత్, బట్ డెసిషన్ ఈస్ యోర్స్, నవీన్. సో దాన్ని బేస్ చేసుకుని వి ఎంటర్. ఓకే, దెన్ షెల్ ఐ వైండ్ అప్ ద సెషన్ నౌ?
Sure.
Yeah, Papa. Bye, Naveen. Okay, Harsha. That's all for today. Yeah. Again, we'll meet in the coming session. Then we'll continue with the rest of the concepts. Hmm? Bye, Naveen. Bye bye. Yeah.